Okay.
Hi guys, my name's Jenna and I'm going to be taking you through a low intensity workout today. Equipment wise, all you're going to need is a chair and 2 dumbbells or 2 tins or any form of weight alternative that you can make around your home. So the exercise today, in just a second, I'm going to take you through a warm up. We've got 2 circuits to do that's going to incorporate some strengthening exercises and some more cardiovascular exercises, and then I'm going to take you through a cool down at the end for a little bit of a stretch on. Should be around 15-20 minutes. Make sure you have a drink at hand and make sure you're comfortable before starting your exercise, but we're going to get straight into it and you can pause the video at any time if you need to. So we're going to take your warm up seated first of all, and then the rest of the exercise you've got the option to take it standing if you want to. So first of all, let's get straight into that warm up. We're going to start with a seated march. I want you to come to the front third of your chair. We're going to sit up nice and straight and we're going to take it into a nice march for me. Now with all of these exercises, I want you to work at your own pace. So I'm just going to go at a general pace and you can take it slower or quicker if you want to. But just be aware that by the end of the warm up, we want you to feel a little bit warmer, a little bit out of breath, but nothing so much that you don't feel able to carry on with the rest of the exercise. So throughout all of these exercises, I want you to maintain a good posture. We're going to keep that chest lifted, shoulders back and down, and we're going to set that up first of all. So I want you to roll shoulders back for me. So as we're rolling shoulders back, we're just starting to engage some of those smaller muscles in the top of your back that work really hard to maintain a good posture. So we're just starting to wake them up. Good. Well done. So from here we're going to go straight into some toe tapping. Tapping toes forward and bringing an arm with it as well. Now if you can, I want you to try and go for opposite arm to opposite leg. Don't stress too much if you can't, as long as you're moving, I'm happy. Now again, you're working at your pace and we're going to keep that good posture. And you might start to feel a little bit of a burn on the tops of your legs with this one. Good. Well done. So from here, instead, we're going to dig those heels in, pointing your toes up towards your ceiling, and we're going to go for a bicep curl on the opposite arm. Again, if you can, but don't stress too much. If you're doing the same arm to leg, as long as you're moving, I'm happy. Well done. So we're just starting to bring that heart rate up, nice and gently. Engaging most of the muscles that we're going to start to use within our main body of exercise. Good. So from here, we're now going to step it out side to side, taking it up and over. At the same time, if you can, I want you to add in an arm. But if you do have any hip issues that this movement aggravates, you might want to make the movement a little bit smaller instead. And the same goes for those of you with any shoulder issues that find you kind of getting a bit of pain with this movement. Instead, you might want to take it from the elbows, just to kind of ease that a little bit. Good, doing well, working at your pace. Well done. Fab, so from here we're going to lean it down, side to side, just nice and gently for me. And as we take you through this exercise, we're going to be starting to mobilise through your spine. We're going to start to wake up your core and all the muscles on the side here that sit just above your waist. Good. Last 2. Well done. Marching back through here for me then. This time a little bit bigger, a little bit cheesier if you can for me. And again, you're working at your pace. So we're going to take you through that whole warm up again, but stepping it up a level this time if you can. Well done. So we're going to take it back to your toe tapping first of all. This time we're going to come in with 2 hands coming forwards. And again, by now you might start to feel a bit of a burn on the tops of those thighs, and that's completely normal. It's just those muscles working. And because they're working so hard, this is why you might start to be feeling a little bit out of breath at this stage. Good, doing really, really well. And we're going to take it down into your heel digs here. So digging heels into the ground, toes pointing up towards the sky. And we've got bicep kills on both arms this time. So less of the brain workout with the coordination. Good. You might feel a little bit of a pull on your calves with this exercise, but again, that's normal. We're just stretching them out a little bit, whilst keeping those feet moving and keeping that heart rate up. Well done. Here, taking it into those side steps, this time with 2 arms for me if you can. But same again, if you want to take it from the elbows instead, or if you need to make the movement smaller, please do. Good, well done. Making those movements as big as you feel comfortable with. We're just waking up those hips and all the muscles around them. Just gently marching through here, just raising heels for me. We're going to take your tray out in front, holding your hands so palms are facing the ceiling, and we're going to pass that tray side to side. Now I want you to try and make sure that your hips stay facing forwards. So again, we're just mobilising through your spine and just starting to wake up your core a little bit, that we're going to work quite hard today within your main body of exercise. Good. Well done. Last 2 here. And last one. Okay, well done guys. I want you to keep your heels raising for me. And this is your opportunity now to take a drink and a little rest if you need it, but make sure those heels stay moving or your toes keep tapping. If you need to pause the video to take a little break, you can, but I'm going to move straight into our main body of exercise. So today we've got 2 circuits for you to do, and we've got 3 exercises within each circuit. So the first exercise that we're going to go for together in circuit 1 is going to be a sit to stand. So your sit to stand, we're going to keep feet planted. We can either have hands over chest or we can push up off the chair. And we're going to make sure that movement is slow and controlled, and then we're coming nose over knees as we stand up. So we're going to work together with this exercise for 45 seconds. And what I would say is aim to do 6 to 8. If you feel like you can push it up to 10, then that's fine. But if you do feel like you need to take a rest at any time, please do. Just take a seat and keep those feet moving for me instead. So let's work together then for 45 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. So we're either pushing up off the chair, that's option 1. Option 2, slightly harder, we take hands over chest. Now again, I'm setting a general pace, but please work at your own pace. You can take it slower or quicker if you need to. But we're keeping feet planted throughout. We're keeping that chest lifted. So we're slow and controlled as we stand, but also slow and controlled as we sit. We're not falling back in the chair. This means that we're working those muscles quite hard. Well done guys, keep it going for me. We're almost there. We've got about 10 seconds to go. Now because they are big muscles that we're using, they need a lot of oxygen, so you might start to feel a bit out of breath with this one. Good, and just resting here for me. Keep those heels raising for me. I want you to grab your dumbbells or your tins if they're at hand. And we're going to go for your upper body exercise next in your circuit. So this exercise we can either perform seated or standing. I'm going to perform standing for now. You can stay seated if you want to. Now we're going to be bicep killing up and we're going to push out in front. So that's one movement all together, and same again, we're going to work for 45 seconds in total. So let's work together in 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. Now with this exercise, I want you to try and make sure that you keep those heels raising or toes tapping, just so we keep the feet moving and that blood stays flowing. So the reason that we do that is to stop you getting dizzy while you're doing any exercise, especially if it's just upper body exercise. Well done. So as we bicep kill up, we're working through your biceps here at the front. And as we push forwards, we're going to be working through your chest muscles and these small muscles in the fronts of your shoulders. So these are really, really functional for being able to pick things up, push things up into cupboards, that sort of movement. But we're nice and slow, nice and controlled. Good. Finish in 3, in 2, and 1. Well done then, guys. So you can pop your weights or your tins down for me. And this next exercise you can either take seated or standing. So as before, I'm going to take it standing. And we've got a couple of options. So, option number one, we hold on. We're going to be doing 2 heel flicks. And then opposite hand, opposite knee. So we've got 2 heel flicks, opposite hand, opposite knee. So that's the movement we're going to repeat for 45 seconds throughout. Now that's option one. Option two, standing, if you want to, we can take it out to the side without holding on. Now this is an option to take if you're confident with your balance and you know that you're safe doing this exercise. If you prefer to take this exercise seated, that's absolutely fine. Instead of doing the heel flicks, I just want you to go for seated, opposite hand to opposite knee, nice and slowly for me. So let's work together then, in 3, 2, and 1, off we go. So option one with standing, we're holding on for a bit of support with the chair, and we're just taking the movement nice and slowly. Good. So whatever option you choose, whether you're seated or standing, holding on or not, I want you to make sure you keep that chest lifted, shoulders back. Well done. So again, whether you're holding on or not, if you're doing the heel flicks, you're going to be working those hamstrings in the backs of your legs, so big muscles, so we might start to feel quite out of breath. And as we take it to opposite hand, to opposite knee, not only are we going to be working cardiovascular-wise, because we're working all your body, we're also going to be working your core quite hard, so really kind of challenging your balance. Well done. Finishing in 3, 2, and 1. Well done then, guys. So take a little rest here for me. We're going to keep those heels raising, and this is your opportunity to grab a drink if you need it. Now this circuit, I'm going to move straight on to circuit 2, but if you want to repeat circuit 1 again, then feel free to either just pause the video or rewind it back so you can take me through it as well with yourselves. So that would be sit to stands, your bicep curls are pushing out, and then your heel flicks with opposite hand to opposite knee. So as I said, I'm going to move straight on to circuit 2, so if you are ready to do that, we're going to get straight into it. Circuit 2, we've got standing and seated options again. Exercise 1 that we're going to do if you are taking a standing option is going to be a backwards lunge. So we're going to hold onto your chair or your kitchen counter, something nice and stable, and we're going to take it back into a small lunge and back up. Now with this lunge, if you've previously suffered with any knee issues and this aggravates it, instead of lunging down, you might prefer to step back and transfer your weight instead, and that's going to work your core. So if not, we're taking it down into a lunge, and we're going to make sure that those knees stay tracking in the same direction as your toes, and we keep that chest lifted. If you don't feel comfortable taking a standing option, we can go for a seated leg extension instead. So sat up nice and straight, about halfway back on your chair, holding the back of your chair, and we're going to extend from the front instead. Nice and slowly, maybe hold it for a few seconds at the top. So you've got your 2 options there, but we're going to work together either in your leg extension or your backwards lunges. And we're going to go in 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. So as I said, with this backwards lunge, we want to make sure your knees and toes are working in the same direction. And we're going to make sure that we keep that chest lifted, shoulders back and down. But whether you're doing the backwards lunge or the seated extension, they're big muscles in your legs that we're using here. So again, you might start to feel quite out of breath and a bit of burn in your thighs. But that is completely normal. Good, well done. Almost there. We're finishing in 5. In 3, 2, and 1. Well done then, guys. So everyone can take it to seated here if you're not already. And make sure you've got your either dumbbells or your tins or weight alternatives to hand. And this next exercise that we're going to go for is going to be a seated row. So I want you to come to the front third of your chair for me. We're going to slightly hinge forwards, okay? So if you've had any previous cardiac or back issues, I want you to only go for a very, very slight hinge. If you haven't had any of the above, feel free to take it further, but make sure you keep a nice flat back and your chest lifted. So whichever option you're choosing, we're going to keep the heels tapping, and we're going to be pulling your weights or weight alternatives in towards your hips for me, making sure those elbows stay glued in towards your body. So let's work together for 45 seconds in 3, 2, and 1, off we go. Good, so this exercise is going to work those muscles in your mid and your upper back. Again, they're really, really good muscles for posture. We are spending a lot of time sat down at the moment. You might find you're hunching a bit more than normal. So this is a good exercise to kind of get those muscles working again. But we're going to keep those feet or toes tapping, just to make sure that blood keeps flowing. And we're slow and controlled here. So if the weights that you're using at home are a little bit light for you and you want to challenge yourself a bit more, you might want to hold it here for a couple of seconds before releasing. Well done. We finish in 3, 2, and 1. Well done then, guys. You've got one exercise left in this circuit too, and you can release your weights down now. So this last exercise in circuit 2, it's going to get your breathing rate up, it's going to get your heart rate up, and please just take it at your pace. But we're going to sit on the front third of your chair, and we're going to do alternating fast beat and marching. Okay, so in a second I'm going to start the clock. Together we're going to do 10 seconds of fast beat, pitter-pattering your toes as quickly as you feel comfortable on the floor. We're then going to march for 10 seconds, and then we're going to repeat the fast beat. Okay, so we're going to work for a minute in total for this one, but in reality we're only really doing 30 seconds of fast beat. Please be aware that, as I said, it will get your breathing rate up and your heart rate up, so if you do start to feel really tired in this exercise, by the time you get to round 2 of fast beat, you can just take the rest of the minute marching if you feel you need to. So let's work together then, sat up nice and straight for me. We're getting ready to go in 3, 2, 1, off we go, fast beat. So we're pitter-pattering like rain on a caravan roof. Good. Well done, we're going to take it to a march here. Marching through for 10 seconds. Well done. Fast beat coming up again. Off we go, quick as you feel comfortable with. If you want to bring in the arms as well, you can. Doing really, really well here, finishing in 3, 2, and 1. Good work, we're marching through. It's a hard one, that's why I've left it till last. Last time on fast beat if you want to. Off we go. Good, keep breathing through it, don't hold your breath. Finishing in 3, 2, and 1. Well done. You can probably feel a bit of a burn on the tops of your legs, completely normal. And you might start to feel very out of breath. Again, very, very normal. So we're just marching through here now. And again, this is your opportunity to take a little drink and a little rest if you need it, but keep your heels moving for me if you are. If you want to go back and repeat circuit 2 again, feel free to, because that's another around 3 minutes of work. If not, I'm going to take you straight into a cool down, so we can either pause the video or rewind back if you do want to repeat. So this cool down, we're going to start standing up, and then we're going to take it down to seated. So if you feel comfortable to, please take yourselves up to standing now. If you don't feel comfortable standing, instead, I want you to cross your legs for me at the bottom, and I want you to hinge forwards, okay? So we're crossing legs and hinging forwards. It will make sense in a minute. So for those of you who feel comfortable standing, I want you to bring yourselves to the back of your chair for me. And we're going to be stretching out these muscles at the front of your legs that we've worked really, really hard today. So you've got a couple of different options here. Option number 1, we're going to take it to really, really slow heel flicks. So we'll be holding onto the back of your chair, very, very slow, feeling a bit of a stretch at the front. Option number 2, slightly harder, and I'm not really wearing the right leggings for it, but we can hold onto the chair for me. We can bring your leg up behind, and if you want to, you can either grab the bottom of your trousers, the back of your shoe, or your sock here. Or if you are extremely, extremely flexible and you want to, feel free to grab the front of your foot here. So you've got your different options there. Take what is best for you. If you're seated and you've got crossed legs, I now want you to cross your legs the other way and hinge forwards. Good. If you are on one leg, I now want you to swap legs for me. Okay, so if you are standing, I want you to take it back down to seated. And we're now going to finish with a few more lower body stretches together. So the first one that we're going to go for is going to be your hamstring stretch. Again, we've worked those quite hard, especially with your heel flicks today. So we're going to keep one bent leg, one straight leg, that foot is relaxed on the straight leg. We sit up nice and straight and we hinge forwards. Now as we hinge forwards, you might feel a bit of a stretch on the back of the straight leg here into your hamstrings, but we're going to make sure we keep that chest lifted and a nice flat back. Good. Well done. So we're going to ease out here, we're going to draw your toes back towards you and we're going to hinge forwards again. If you do get any knee pain here, please just slightly bend the knee. But you'll be feeling the stretch now through the bottom of your calf as well. Pointing toes back up towards yourself. Same principle, chest stays lifted. Well done. We're going to march through in between. So if you are aching on your legs over the next few days, these stretches that we're doing, I would recommend holding on your own for 10 to 15 seconds, trying to ease that a little bit. So we're going to take it onto the other side, one bent leg, one straight leg, foot stays relaxed. We're going to hinge forwards. Same again, feeling it in the hamstring of the straight leg. Just relaxing here. Good. Same again, let's ease back out, draw those toes back towards your body and ease back into that stretch, feeling that nice calf pull as well. And if you feel any pain in the back of your knee, we just slightly bend that leg again. Well done. Good, so we're just going to raise those heels slightly here. And we're just going to finish with a bit of a relaxation exercise. So I want you to, if you want to close your eyes, you can, you don't have to. We're going to remind you that we're running our fingers through grape and rice. And when you're ready, I want you to pick up a handful of that rice. We're going to breathe in as we bring it up. And we're going to breathe out as we just let that rice rain down. Nice and slow. Same again, we're going to repeat that once more. So just feeling through your rice. Grabbing handful, taking it all the way up. Just letting it rain down. Okay, well done guys. You did really, really well today there. That was a good workout. I hope you enjoyed it, and as I said, please feel free to go back and repeat any of those circuits in between before going through that cool down at the end to get a good full workout in that way. Hope you enjoyed it.